doesn't rub like it probably is right now. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to do what they call doping on this thing. This isn't the blade that goes on it for prop. This kind of a backup, but I have to sand it down and get it finished. But so far it's looking really good right now. I did a run on it the other day and finally got up to about 35. Haven't pushed it all the way. But as you can see, it's wanting to move. It's got some power. A couple little things I have to adjust still, but I think it won't be long until I get it up into the air. It won't be long until I get it up in the air. I'm gonna knot the ends of these so that it goes through the eyelets. Put the strength in these. These are pretty good though. I gotta label all these cables now that I changed it. But I also need to put on the top. The top's not gonna be that hard. The wiring up there won't take that long. I gotta just kind of clip this. This is what I'm gonna probably spend the rest of the day doing. Clip off and kind of clean up that before I dope it. It's all up there. It seems to handle pretty good. So I'm gonna put the video so it's a little bit further back and you can see me doing the full range of motion on this. But I got my little 10-inch bicycle wheels, kind of strengthened it up. Took some cargo straps, made a seat belt. Thinking I'm probably gonna get another one and take this off here and just run it from here around so that all I have to do is latch it, and then those can latch on. Right now it's kind of low. I don't want it so low, but it's still pretty good for right now. It does the job. The other thing is here I can probably get a little bit more motion if I take and widen the control bar and widen it a little bit, push these out, and if I push them out, then it should give me a little bit more range of motion, because right now it's kind of like a limiter. It'll go until it hits, and then that's as far as I can turn. Now it may be good because I may not want anything really strong as far as a turn, but right now it's really nice. I got to wrap all these up, so probably about another week of me working on this should do good. We're getting ready to go into winter and into the Christmas breaks and everything, so I may wind up having to stop for a while, but as long as it's not too cold and I can put some stuff on, it should be okay. So I'm gonna set this up and then show you range of motion, so you can see how well it does. Alright, so should be able to see it pretty well from here. And let's see how that works. I actually feel pretty comfortable in this. This is got strength. So I got these. I'm going to find a way that I can keep a set of these so I can tie this up. This actually works with me having two loops here. It helps for me to be able to tie it down. So I'm going to try to find a way to keep this. So as you can tell, I have a good set of motion. I can turn it to either side, and it doesn't go too far, but yet it's not too much that I can't bring it down and just kind of drift. And then it has a nice up motion without hitting the propeller. So that's the reason I have that propeller on, so I can see and make sure that nothing's going to hit the propeller. The propeller itself is kind of that fragile part. If its propeller gets hit by any of these wires, it's, well, you can just imagine. But right now, even right now, it seems to have a good flow of motion, full flow of motion for me. So I like, and even with my belly, it's flat just slightly down so that it gives a slight descent and it's nothing too drastic. But if I go to a side, you can see that it'll turn me fast enough. Like I said, I'm probably going to increase and make the bar a little bit bigger here. But it seems to be pretty good. And then as the wind, so this is slight variance. Also, if I wanted to, like I said, I can keep it like this. I can actually put those on, and it'll help keep it from coming back too far. Yeah, it can go up, but if I need just a constant flight, I can sit here and go like this, and it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so now comes the lift test. Now the lift test is the one where I lift it up and I show that it is hopefully still light enough with everything on it for me to lift up, and which means it's light enough for me to carry, light enough to be still considered part of the ultralight. So let's see how that works with me trying to lift it up, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and lock it down. And lock it down from this side now. But too far. That way I can get this one on. Now, it was an accident that I put these rings on. I wasn't originally trying to have the rings meant for this, but it really does work to my advantage having it. So now it's nice and steady. So let's try the lift test. I'm going to take the tool bag off, and then we'll go from there. Let's see how well. So this is lift test. Let's see if I can get me a good handhold. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to lift up and see if I can lift the whole thing up. So let's try it. Okay, so I can lift it. It's just kind of awkward. I'll grab it there. Let's try it here. Maybe I can get a good lift here. Okay, so as you can tell, I can lift it. So it's not that heavy. It's just awkward because you got the wind blowing and this is going through the air right now. But as you can tell, it's fairly nice. Let me go ahead and put the seatbelt on. So I have the right side. Now I may wind up putting a strap here too to help. Going from the side. There we go. There we go. Now I can flip it over. And I have a pretty nice seat belt. It's strong. It's not going anywhere. Like I said, I do want to probably put something here that I can put my, just slip these off and my head will do it. But for now, that's pretty nice. Put a little tension on it. My guide string, all that. So I got my gas pedal. I still have to put the brake pedal on. I've been Fred Flintstoning it for a while. But this should work. So I got a couple more things. I'm almost done. Almost ready to fly. But there you go. Aircraft and this. I want to say this run me this less for what I paid and did. So about $5, maybe $1,000. It maybe took about $1,000 to do this. I could substitute. I got some 550 cord. If something happens to one of these, I could substitute and put 550 cord on. Just every time I fly, I would have to really check it. But like I said, for right now, it's really nice. It looks like, I'm looking at it straight on, it looks like it's pretty balanced. Looks like it's pretty even right there. And then I release it and it stays here until the wind hits it. So, yeah, I might have to correct this one, but other than that, it looks pretty good. Tell me what you think. Tell me, give me a comment, hit subscribe, tell me if you like it, and well, we'll go from there. I'll let you know. I will have some GoPros, at least one GoPro, two GoPros, when I take my first couple flights. I got the clips, I can clip both sides. That actually works nice. I can clip the both sides and hang on. So I that'll be about it. I mean, there's not too much more I can say until I can get a maiden voyage, and that shouldn't take too much longer. But I'll keep y'all posted on everything that I'm doing here, because like I said, it shouldn't be too much longer. It's taken a while to make this. I thought it was going to be fairly simple, but not as simple as I thought it would be. But at the same time, it's been fun making it. I've really enjoyed making this thing. I've learned some things too, because there's some ins and outs to making one of these that you just have to test. Everything's all about testing it. Test after test after test after test. So if you don't test something, you get up in the air, you're in for a bad day if something goes wrong. So I've been trying to test this thing a lot. It seems to be a smart idea. Now, another thing that I'm going to have to do is I have a little wobble here, right around here. So I'm going to adjust this joint, maybe trim down on that so it turns better. Also, I'm going to put some better springs in it. So right now the springs aren't bad, but I want it to be able to pull. I want to have to actually push, turn it, so when I release it, it'll come right back to center. So that's what I want. I want it to come right back to center. Alright, until next time, thank you for looking at the Improvisionist, and I'll keep you posted on everything we go. Alright, have a good day.